and welcome to this new episode of C-Suite Conversations. And today I will be joined by Mashal Dhawan, who is the CEO of Asia region at SEW.AI, a company that has been building smart digital solutions for the energy and utilities sector. Mashal has been leading SEW's growth across the Asia region with a focus on technology, sustainability, and real-world impact. In this conversation today, we will talk about her journey, how to build a purpose-led tech, and how to bring about a transformation in this particular sector. So let's get started.
Marksmen Daily presents C-Suite Conversations.
Hi, Mashal. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to an amazing conversation with you.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dimple, and my pleasure.
Mashal, you've led SEW's growth across Asia. What has been your biggest learning about building digital solutions for the energy and utility sector in this region?
I think my biggest learning about the digital transformation in the Asia is that it is not just about the technology. It's more about the trust, the relevance, and the impact that you create in the market. And customer experience is at the heart of this digital transformation. So Asia, to me, is a very diverse and dynamic market. From mega cities adopting their smart grid ambitions to the rural communities who are beginning their digital transformation journey. The key to success lies in delivering the solutions, in building the solutions that are more globally scalable, but also the ones that are more locally, which is very meaningful. Mm-hmm. So I think for us, what we have learned is that real impact comes when you create experiences which are more intuitive, which are more trusted, and which are more empowering for the customers. Whether it is for the customer, about understanding their customer bills, or getting an update on their outages, or adopting the solars. I think every interaction, shapes the way the people perceive energy and water in their daily lives. And then equally important becomes the role of utilities, not just as service providers, but as experience providers. So what we feel is that this shift requires a new mindset, one that blends the power of people and AI, which is more data driven and which is again more empowering for customers, so that we are able to drive that sustainable growth for everyone. And I think that's where we are bringing this transformation. And real, I would say, learning is also about the power of the collaboration. So that's what we have also learned, that when you co-innovate with the utilities, with the communities all across, you bring a very collaborative and ecosystem-driven approach. And that's how you also drive the digital transformation across the industry. So above all, whether it is Asia or globally, they have taught us that, the real transformation is when you bring the power of people and AI, which is people-led and AI-driven approach. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, when you integrate technology with the human understanding, you unlock solutions which are more intuitive, which are more digitally empowered, and which drives more sustainable growth all across for the households, for the communities, and for the industries around. And that's how SEW is driving the digital transformation growth in the industry.
Well, that's amazing work I think you're doing there. You touched upon mindsets of the people, and with AI taking over almost everything, there's a shift in mindsets. So whenever you come up with the new solutions, what does it take for you to educate your clients about those newer solutions, that they must use in today's age and time?
Digital transformation is at the most importance to the industry, right? Because of all the good challenges that we have in the industry, whether climate change or evolving customer expectations or the rise of the AI, this shift really demands to meet those customer expectations and their needs. So I think that's where we bring this vision to engage, educate, and empower people with our digital solutions, with our vertical AI platform, to save energy and to save water, so that we drive and we build a sustainable planet for tomorrow. for the generations to come. So I think it is very important that we give platforms to the customers, which is where they have more control and more convenience to communicate with their utility service providers in real time. So this shift is important, and I think this transformation in the industry is very important.
Sustainability is a core to SEW's mission. How are your AI-powered solutions helping energy and water providers create a more sustainable future?
Yeah, very important. Sustainability is the core at our mission, and we stay true to our vision and mission. So we believe that vertical AI, this approach becomes, a multiplier for us to help us make this mission more successful, more real, more measurable, and more impactful. We have this vertical AI trained models, which is very specific to the utility sector. And we do not apply the generic AI. It is the deep domain intelligence that we bring today from the utilities, and at the same time, creating that ecosystem of the customer and the workforce and the grid together with the very deep intelligence of this domain. So I think with our vertical AI platform, we are delivering those connected experiences, and we are driving the sustainability at the core 3 layers. One, which is at the customer layer, where these vertical AI models, they are helping utilities to predict insights for their customers, their behavioral insights, or enabling customers, giving them personalized experiences, at the same time helping them with the more outage updates, or helping them participate in those clean transition energy goals, whether they are demand response programs, energy efficiency programs, or water conservation programs. And at the same time, I think at workforce level, it is more about bringing that intelligent automation, more about empowering your workforce with the tools that helps them with the real-time information, predicting the outages, or improving the customer response time. And then the third layer, very important for the grid, we are improving the grid reliability with the vertical AI models, and helping scale faster and giving the customers a more affordable and more reliable future. So I think this whole ecosystem of a connected superpower platform is where we are able to drive this mission through the sustainability and bring that transformation in the industry.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Asia is a land of diverse markets, and you're catering to these diverse markets with the digital transformation accelerating globally. What opportunities do you see for SEW to further, expand its impact in this region?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we see huge and immense opportunities because Asia is a very powerful and diverse market, very promising too. And that's not because of its size, it's more because it has the opportunity to innovate, right, and because of the appetite to make an impact. So I think what we see, one of the most exciting opportunity lies in the customer experience innovation, and we see immense value with the new AI-powered chatbots or tools like digital assistants and then agentic AI, because that's where you are able to drive that value for your customers, and they are able to communicate with their utility service providers in real time, in local challenges across mobile channels. So I think immense opportunities are there to innovate, and the real opportunity we believe that lies in the power of giving those inclusive digital first experiences which are more contextual and more accessible to everyone. And for the workforce, again, we bring those intelligent automation at the front line, to help them improve the operations or to manage the distributed assets. So overall, I would say with our vertical AI approach, we are not only just bridging that gap at the enterprise level, but also, more empowering these communities, empowering the households and the utilities all across with more and more innovations. And we are committed to bring these innovations in the industry, and already part of this transformation journey with the utilities like Sinoco Energy or Tata Power, Gujarat Gas, where we are already driving the transformation for millions of their consumers across Asia market. So I think yes, the innovation opportunities are huge, and we feel that when you bring these innovations in the industry, and when you enable the service providers with these opportunities, you empower customers and communities all across with the digital transformation.
As a leader, you're driving with purpose and innovation. What advice would you give to young professionals wanting to create a meaningful change through technology?
My advice would be to stay committed to the change you want to bring, lead with purpose, because when you are committed, you shape a better future. So yes, it's always the simple advice: be committed and be focused.
Wonderful, that's amazing. And one last question before we wind up. You were recently recognized by Team Marksmen Network as one of the Brands of the Year. How do you feel after receiving such recognitions?
It's always a pride moment for us, and we are very proud to have received this recognition. And this accolades, these recognitions are always go back to the team. It's them, our people who are making this happen today, and who have built this platform, the #1 global energy, AI, water, energy and water cloud platform for the utilities. So I think without their hard work, their passion and commitment, these recognitions are not possible. And for us, this is an opportunity to thank our team for making this vision possible and for turning this vision a reality. So it's all about the people, and this journey is all about the people.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, it was great interacting with you, Mashal. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Well, that was an inspiring conversation with Mashal Dhawan, someone who is not only championing digital change in the energy and utility space, but doing so with a clear sense of purpose and sustainability. From building intelligent, scalable solutions to empowering the next generation of tech leaders, her story reminds us that meaningful innovations start with a deep understanding of people, planet, and progress. Thank you for joining us today on this episode of C-Suite Conversations. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you powerful insights from leaders who are shaping a more responsible and resilient future.